Hi, welcome to today's practice. Today we are focusing on strengthening and bringing further awareness to the back side of our body. It's part of the body that is out of our sight during most of our day. So there's lots of muscles that we can strengthen through the back chain of the body to help to support the front and help us in maintaining really good posture. So this practice today, you'll need a blanket, a strap. If you don't have a strap, you can use a scarf or a belt, and a block. Again, if you don't have a yoga block, you could have a big book at home or a couple of books and bind them with a lacquer band and work as a block also. If you're pregnant, I'm going to encourage you not to do this practice. We work a lot through the belly and you don't want to have any pressure there if you're pregnant. So there's so many other options you can choose from the content library, but if you just leave this one alone. If you have Spotify, jump on, search Yoga Ness and pick out a playlist that you like to play along while you practice with me today. So let's begin by grabbing our blanket. We want to fold the blanket in either half or in thirds. This is going to rest across the mat and you're going to rest the front of your hip bones onto your blanket. We want the hip bones to be on it, so the big part of the belly is on the blanket and most of it's off. Bring your arms down in front, take opposite hands onto one another, let the heels turn out, soften through the glutes, resting your forehead, and just take a moment to notice where your body lands. Witnessing your natural breath without any manipulation to begin with. And feel how each breath lands within your body. And taking some deep belly breaths. And witnessing how the breath moves down into your belly, swells. And then with the pressure of the blanket into your hips, it pushes up into your back. This is like a reverse shavasana, an option you could take if you have time at the end of the practice. And then gently lift your head, extend your arms out in front, and point to the toes, focusing on lengthening your arms and legs. You're going to flow with a half locust. With the gaze down, be mindful not to lift the head. As we inhale, the right arm lifts, the left arm comes as well. And then as you exhale, we're slowly lowering the arm and leg to the floor. Inhale, left arm lifts, right leg joins. Exhale to lower down to the mat. Continue to move from side to side. The inhale to lift and reach, and the exhale to slowly defy gravity as you make your way down to the mat. Nice deep breaths in to lift, expand, widen, exhale to lower, and all the time beginning to awaken up the muscles of the back of the spine. And then sliding your hands back, come up onto your forearm sphinx pose, pressing into the tops of your feet, rolling and lifting through the chest, so that the other shoulders nice and tall, with the spine to the neck. taking the time to surrender today, to let go of any expectations that you have placed on yourself. This practice, and allow yourself to just be in your body. Feel the freedom and the movement that your body creates. If you want a little more, bring that right heel towards your right sit bone. Sweep the right arm around you, grab hold of the foot, and as you pull it in, if that right hip lifts, we want to anchor it back down into the blanket. So we're opening up, not only into the shoulder here, but into the front of the right thigh. And then lowering that right leg down on your mat. Come down to your right forearm, bend your left knee, sweep the left hand around, grab hold of toes, foot, ankle, shin. Keep both hips nice and heavy on your blanket. And lowering, taking that left leg back down. Coming into a cobra, take your hands out as wide as your mat. Tent your fingers, lift your elbows towards the sky. As we inhale, we're going to come up into our cobra. And as you exhale, we're going to shimmy all the way back down towards the floor. Inhaling to lift, one motion. Exhale, shimmying the shoulders, coming all the way back down to the floor. Continue with your breath, and if you can trust yourself into surrender, close your eyes. Connect to that inner awareness, that inner guide, rather than the cues that you get from your side. Next time you exhale, lowering all the way down into your belly. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Press up and back into your child. Take the knees wide, big toes to touch. Rest your forehead to your blankets. Your arms are extended overhead. Breathe into the back of your body. Bring your right hand to your right shoulder. Head remains resting on your blanket. You need to create some shoulder rolls. Be mindful, we don't want to rush this. Allow these rolls to be nice and slow, seamless. Notice how it feels in your shoulders today. Taking the circle in the opposite direction. And extending your right arm back overhead. And lingering between each movement. Fully encapsulating the experience that you're on. Bring that left hand to your left shoulder and begin to create some shoulder shrugs by circling your left elbow. take it the opposite direction. And extending your left arm back out overhead. Take note of what you notice. Maintaining a deep connection, deep relationship to your breath. From your child pose, lifting your forehead, coming up into all fours. Keep your knees wide, keep the hands forward of the shoulders. You can take that blanket off to the side. As we exhale, we're going to sink down towards our heels, soften the belly. And as we inhale, we're scooping the tailbone under, chin towards chest as we dome to the back and float forward. Exhale, softening, sinking back down to the heels. Inhaling, dome to the back as you float forward into your hands. Next time that you float up into a tabletop position, hold here. If you are sensitive through the knees, place your blanket underneath your knees, otherwise keep that blanket off to the side. We're going to come into that same variation we did with lotus pose on the belly. We're going to do that from this tabletop position. So we already naturally begin to engage our core when we are positioned in this way. But just be mindful, if you feel that lower back collapse, there's like a little arching for that lower back, gently draw the navel up towards the spine. Slowly begin to float your right hand out in front and your left leg behind. And then bringing that left knee to the mat, right hand as well. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Exhale into lower. Inhale, left leg, right arm. Exhale into lower. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Exhale to lower. Try not to rush, continue with your breath. Inhale to reach. Exhale to return. Tabletop position. Grip the hands forward, the shoulders. With this visual gaze here, this cue, check that the hands are in line with one another, that one hand isn't further forward or back. And spread the fingertips apart. And keep the hands shoulder apart. Now, your anatomy will determine how it feels, whether your index finger faces out or in. So don't allow anybody else to tell you how it should look. Feel into your body. How does it feel? Lift the knees, hips up, down, facing go. We're letting gravity take your head, so releasing into the neck. Feeling into the four corners of your downward dog. Sink your right heel to your mat. It doesn't have to touch, just the intention of sending the heel down. And left heel. Lift your right leg behind you. Bring your right foot through into your low lunge, left knee down, blanket underneath the knee if needed. Nice deep breath in, arms reach up and overhead. As we exhale, we're pushing away from the floor, so we're not trying to sink into the hips just yet. So we're lifting ourselves away from the mat, squeezing the glutes, dragging, so we're trying to drag that left knee towards the top of your mat. Bring your hands to meet, bend into the elbows, hands come to the back of the head, and then you're pressing your head into your hands. So we're gently arching and opening up through the sternum, through your heart space. If you want a little more, as you exhale, you can sink down into your hips. Can we surrender and close our eyes, even just one at a time? Arms reach back overhead and land to the floor. Lift your left knee. Roll your right shoulder back and extend your right arm towards the sky. Moving through your right shoulder, we're going to sweep the hand towards the back of the mat, to the floor, out in front and back overhead. Maybe the gaze follows. Your right hand lowers to the floor, downward facing dog. Dig into your mat as though there is earth beneath your hands. Left leg lifts. Step your left foot through into your low lunge. Right knee meets the floor. Hands can stay on your mat, or with an in-breath, arms reach up overhead. Push away from the floor so we're not sinking and collapsing, we're using the strength of the legs. What does it feel like in the lower back? We find more length there by lifting up through the spine. Hands together, lower your hands to the back of your head. Inhale, lift the chest, press your head into your hands. Maybe sink a little lower into your lunge. Breathing. Embrace the wobbles, as unnerving as they are, when you close your eyes, even if just one at a time. Reaching your arms back towards the sky, hands find the floor. Lift your right knee, lift your left arm overhead. From here, we're going to take the left hand towards the back of the mat, towards the floor, out in front and overhead. Maybe gaze follows. Next time that your left hand meets the mat, step back down, facing dog. And we think the surrender, which at times think that means giving up, but that's not the case. Surrendering can be giving over some of your to-do list to somebody else so that you are serving your needs, your wants as a person. Surrender can be not holding on any expectations of yourself, of your practice. Surrendering what comes and allow it to just be. So it's not giving up. Lower your knees to the floor, up your toes, walk your hands forward. Those hips remain nice and high as we're pressing your chest towards your mat. Maybe you rest your forehead or your chin or your head. Hands heavy. So we're actively pressing your chest towards your mat. This can feel quite strong around the armpits and the chest. Keep breathing. And walking the hand back onto your mat, down facing dog. Right leg lifts. Step your right foot to the outside of your right hand, lizard lunge. Stay high up on your left toes. Press your right leg into your right arm. If you feel a lot of rounding through the spine, take your gaze forward and lengthen through belly and chest and neck. Notice if that allows you just to release on the back of the body. From our lizard pose, we're coming back into our three-legged dog. Press and lift the right leg behind. Send the energy out to the heel of your right foot. Breathe. Right foot lands to your mat. Left leg lifts. Step your left foot to the outside of your left hand, coming into our active lizard. Stay nice and high onto your right toes as you're trying to lift the back of the calf and thigh. Hug your left leg into your left arm. Close your eyes if you notice yourself starting to be distracted by something on your body. It happens to all of us. And pushing back into your three-legged dog. Toes face towards the earth. Lowering your left foot to your mat. Right leg lifts once more. We're going to bring our right knee to our right wrist. And from there, move your right foot to the left. And extend your left leg behind. Pigeon pose, Eka Pada. So we could use a number of props here. We could use your blanket underneath your glute. You could, bring your block out in front of you to rest your hands. And have your strap if you choose to perhaps come in a moment into King Pigeon. So we're starting here. So we're using the cues of the body. Feel where your left leg has landed. If you need the extra assurance, take your gaze behind. You want that left leg straight behind you, in line with your hip. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, come down onto your forearms. Soften through your jaw, through your face. Stack your fists to rest your forehead, place your hands one on top of another to rest your hand. Or walk the arms all the way out and bring chest and belly to the floor. You can hold here. If you'd like to explore King Pigeon pose with me, you're going to come up, grab your strap. Then the same as when we did our lower lunge, instead of sinking towards the mat, we're lifting up from it, so we're drawing the thigh bones into the hips, and we're lifting all the up, gathering the energy up through the core. You grab your strap, and take it around the ankle of your left foot. Take the hand, bring that left arm overhead. So like we did in our low lunge, we bring the arms overhead. The palm is facing up. Both right hand can stay on the floor. If you're feeling adventurous, grab hold of the strap with both hands. Then as we inhale, we're lifting and raising and opening up through the front of the ribs, chest, the heart. We're squeezing the forearms, elbows in towards one another. And then we're lifting and opening up into our king pigeon. Come out, bring that right hand down, release the strap, lower the left leg, come back down into your sleeping pigeon, slow the breathing down. And return to your downward dog. Left toes under, lift the left knee, step the right foot back. Wiggle and shake the legs. And left leg floats. Left knee to left wrist. Foot comes across the mat. Right leg stretches out behind you, pressing into the top of the right foot. You can take your gaze behind, check in, notice where the leg is landed. When you're ready, find your pigeon. The tightness, the discomfort, don't push it away, breathe into it, welcome it. Is there anything that you can learn from it? Or even if you attempted your king pigeon on the first side, doesn't mean that you need to do it on this side. So if you felt that it just didn't feel right for you, or you just have enough working to the back, stay in your supine pigeon. For everybody else, grabbing hold of your strap, looping it around your right ankle. We're lifting and drawing away from the floor as the right arm reaches up and overhead. Left hand can remain, or left arm can reach up, grab hold of the strap. You might find that one side is more balanced than the other, that's also quite common. Lifting it open out through the chest, broadening it opening up into the shoulders. Maybe constantly falling out, no, that's okay as well. Where's your breath? That surrender is a releasing need to control things when they get challenging. Great reminder, right when I'm wobbling, attempting king pigeon. surrender, releasing to your lower back. And down facing dog. Mindful to support that back knee by lifting it flat. Release into your left leg. However that feels good. And lowering your knees, tabletop position. Coming to our traditional cat-cow pose. Hands placed directly underneath the shoulders. As we inhale, soften your belly. Draw your shoulders back, the shoulder blades slide down your upper back. As we exhale, we're rounding through the spine, bring the chin towards the chest, and we're separating and stretching all around the shoulder blades of the upper back. From your cat-cow, you're going to come down to our backs. Make sure you have your block or your block substitute beside you. All the way down, we're going to start with an active bridge before finding a restorative bridge. Rest your hands down by your side, feet are generously hip width apart. Back of the head is pressed to the floor, just make sure there's no hair ties in the way. Heels adjust and reach the fingertips. Start by squeezing the shoulder blades together, engaging your glutes, and then pushing away from your mat, lifting up into your bridge. Hold here, put a little more, interlace the hands, shrug up the shoulders, the arms are straight, shoulder blades active. Keep pushing away from the floor, engaging all the muscles to the back of the body. Belly breath. And releasing the hands, slowly rolling all the way back down to the floor, returning to your mat. Release the shoulder blades. Drop the lower back in, maybe. Bring your knees to your chest. There will always be days when we just are not feeling it. Those are the days that we need our practice the most. So I encourage you to find that balance between effort and ease when it comes to your practice in your body. Place the feet back to the floor, grab your block. Place them on high elbow setting under your hips. So it's in the reverse position of where the block sat on top of your hips. It's now underneath them. Bringing the hands down. You know we're in the right spot. If there's, you don't need to engage, but your back feels supported. Close your eyes. Feel your shoulders dissolving into your mat. next stretch, we're going to have the block underneath. If you find the block doesn't feel right for you, there's any pain or discomfort, release the block and come back to the stretch. We're bringing your right knee into your chest. Put your hands either behind the thigh and hug in or over the shin. And then slowly begin to extend your left leg. It doesn't have to be practically straight, just feeling it out, letting the heel rest on the floor. The more that you actively bring your right knee in towards your chest, you're getting a really nice deep stretch to your hip flexors. Left foot comes back onto your mat, right foot lands, and swap sides, left leg in. Slowly stretch your right leg out. Yeah, and then move down away from the other block. And slide your right foot back into your mat. Bring that left foot down. Drag your blanket block from underneath. And all the way down to the floor. We don't always have a lot of free time if we're at home, have kids running around, or they're working. But I encourage you as often as you can, if you have time, even for a 2-minute Shavasana. I'll always encourage that. Because Shavasana allows everything to integrate into the body. If you allow to make sense of how your body's responded in your practice, what you've learned, what's been shown. If you have time today, I invite you to surrender now. Surrender to gravity and trust that everything is okay. Just being in this moment is enough. For those that have to rush up, try not to rush too quickly and know that no practice is ever bad. Every practice benefits you in so many different ways. Thank you for joining me on the mat today. Until next time. Ness.